We're here today at Every Home for Christ. It is Giving Tuesday, and I'm stoked today because I'm here with my dad, president of Lou Engle Ministries, has led the call for 20 years, filling stadiums, fasting and prayer, calling our generation to dream big and to live big for the Lord. And here with Tanner Peak, my dear friend, coworker. Tanner, tell us on this Giving Tuesday about the OIKOS Initiative and the specific need that we have today.
Absolutely. You know, the OIKOS Initiative, which is part of the ministry of Every Home for Christ, is this God-sized dream of trying to take the gospel to every home on the earth in the next 20 years. 2.5 billion families, 20 years, trying to mobilize the whole church cross-denominationally to take responsibility for their neighborhoods and to preach the gospel to the people they love, their family, their neighbors, and their communities. And so this is the OIKOS Initiative. It's part of Every Home for Christ. I get the opportunity to talk just really quickly about something a group of people that I really believe in that live in Russia. You know, the ministry of Every Home for Christ operating in Russia is made up of, I would just say, men and women just full of faith that this vision of OIKOS, of reaching every family in Russia, they have faith that it can be done. Many of them are ex-drug addicts, been in prison. Many of them are graduates from Teen Challenge. This group of men and women in Russia today, they're going home to home. They're laying hands on the sick, presenting the gospel. They're seeing miracles happen. They're seeing people at the end of the road that have maybe had never heard the gospel before. Their hearts come alive as they hear and respond to the gospel for the first time. You know, Russia is a huge landmass, bigger than you think about when you think about the gospel going forth in the Great Commission. 1.2 million kilometers of roads in Russia. That's 31 times around the planet worth of roads. And Every Home for Christ intends to drive around on every one of those roads, sometimes even driving off the road. We actually drive on frozen rivers to get to the end of the world in Siberia. We wait till the rivers freeze, drive up these rivers and find villages and people and proclaim the gospel to them. And so I'm here on Giving Tuesday with a very clear ask from you. We have a donor that's put forward $10,000. If we can get $10,000, we get another $10,000 from you. We get another $10,000. And what I'm asking you for is that you would actually help us support my friends in Every Home for Christ in Russia to buy a vehicle. You know, vehicles are so unimpressive so many times. You know, is this another guy just building his ministry? Yeah. But listen, in this case, I've been there. I've been with these guys. These guys need diesel, they need a vehicle, they need tires. Listen, I just already said this. We're going to drive 31 times around the world in the next 20 years.
Just in Russia.
Just in the country of Russia. And so we're looking for some help from you. We need 300 of you to give $35. If we do that, we get another $10,000 from a gracious and generous donor. And so we have Lou here with us. Listen, Lou, maybe you can share just really quickly. You know, you've given a legacy, I think both to Jesse and I, just this belief that giving itself is an act of intercession. Can you just maybe expound upon that?
Yeah, sometimes we see ourselves, we're just giving money. No, you're actually buying the field. Jesus said, when you see the pearl of great price, you find that thing. You sell all that you have to buy that field because of the pearl of great price. Here in this circumstance, we have an opportunity not just to give, but to buy the field of Russia for the gospel. That is outrageous.
So you've heard the big vision today, this dream of reaching every family, every home on earth with the gospel. You've heard this father talk about buying the field and even giving as an act of intercession. So we want to exhort you today. We want to plead with you, 300 of you that would give $35 to see the gospel go forth on frozen lakes and frozen rivers in the frozen tundra of Siberia so that the last home, the last family in that area could receive the gospel and be transformed. Don't just do it as a transaction, do it as an act of intercession. You are part of this story. Join the story and give today.